Hey, what's up everybody? Too Tall Toby here, and today we're gonna mix things up a little bit and we're gonna do a Fusion quick tips video. Now, I have been a SOLIDWORKS Power user for a number of years, but recently I decided to start checking out Fusion and seeing what it had to offer. And so today I wanted to make a video sharing with you my top 3 setup shortcuts. These are things that if somebody would have shared these with me when I started making the transition, it would have made that change from SOLIDWORKS to Fusion much smoother. So hopefully I'll share them with you and save you some time. And there are a lot of really good reasons to consider checking out Fusion. Some of the most common reasons we hear are that the price is very appealing, $680 per year, and they have a totally free offering for users who are just getting started. There are some really strong CAM solutions built right into Fusion. Fusion is a very agile solution. It's got built-in PDM tools, and it's got some really good built-in collaboration tools. And finally, Fusion works on Mac. It's got native Mac OS support, and there are a lot of CAD users out there who this is all they care about. They just want a CAD system that works on Mac, and Fusion does that. But probably the biggest reason that we hear is just because something changed at the job or something changed with your education. And so maybe you're going from one job to a new job, and at the new company, they're using Fusion. Or maybe last semester, your university was teaching SOLIDWORKS, and now this semester, they're going to be teaching Fusion. Either way, I just wanted to mention this because this can absolutely be a proactive activity. And what I mean by that is if you know that you're going to be out there on the job market soon and you currently know SOLIDWORKS, you could proactively start learning Fusion so that when you go into that interview and they say, hey, do you know SOLIDWORKS or do you know Fusion? You could say, I know both. And it is very appealing when there is a candidate who knows multiple CAD systems. So I definitely encourage anybody out there who already knows one CAD system to consider learning another, consider learning Fusion. It's a really nice solution. And so if I was in that situation, if I could go back in time to when I was first making the transition from SOLIDWORKS to Fusion, these would be my top 3 setup shortcuts. These are things that I wish somebody would have told me, and so hopefully by me sharing these with you, I will help you save some time. So the first of those 3 setup shortcuts is learning that in Fusion, you can adjust the zoom and rotate controls to match what you're used to in SOLIDWORKS. So here's what I mean. This is SOLIDWORKS here, and you can see that if I want to rotate the model in SOLIDWORKS, what I do is I press straight down on the wheel. If I want to zoom the model in SOLIDWORKS, what I do is I roll the wheel backwards and forwards, and if I want to pan the model, let me bring up my keyboard view here. If I want to pan the model in SOLIDWORKS, I hold down the control key and then I press straight down on that middle mouse button and move it back and forth to pan. Well, when I first jumped into Fusion, I was a little disoriented because I learned that if you press straight down on this middle button and you try to move that around to rotate, it takes you into a pan command. And then if you do want to rotate, what you do is you hold down the shift key on your keyboard and then you press straight down the wheel. Well, like I said, this was kind of disorienting when I first got into Fusion. Eventually, I learned it and it was no problem, but what I learned a little bit later is that you can adjust the Fusion settings to match what you're used to in SOLIDWORKS. And the way that you do this is you go up here into the corner and then you click on this button here, which is kind of your name, your icon. You go into Preferences, and then right here on the main page of Preferences under General, you're going to scroll down a little bit. So go to General there, scroll down a little bit, and then here you'll see you've got your Pan, Zoom, and Orbit shortcuts. And if we fly out this menu, we're happy to see that we've got a SOLIDWORKS setting for your Pan, Zoom, and Orbit shortcuts. So let's apply that and hit OK. And now let's take a look at the results. So now I'm going to press straight down on the wheel and oh yeah, there's my rotate. That's what I'm used to. I'm going to roll the wheel. I zoom in and out, and then I'm going to hold Control and press straight down on the wheel. And there is my pan command. So this is going to make it much easier for me to make that transition from SOLIDWORKS into Fusion. Now in SOLIDWORKS, if I want to change my views, I would use the commands Control 1, Control 2, Control 3, Control 4, Control 5, Control 6, Control 7. That's how you get through all of your standard views. And one of the most common ones that I wanted to jump to was Control 7, which is kind of my isometric view. In Fusion, I discovered that if you go over here to this flyout menu that says Named Views, this folder here, you can choose top, front, right, and home is usually your isometric view. But to me, that always felt kind of cumbersome. It felt kind of strange that I would have to fly out a menu, and I thought there has to be a better way. And well, there is a much better way, and that is to simply use this cube up here. So you just just click on the different faces of this cube, and that'll take you into different views. And you can also click this home button here, which kind of takes you back to an isometric. So I could jump to a front view there, I could jump to a right side view there, or I could click on the home button, and that gets me back to isometric. So that's how you can do your view navigation in Fusion. But I wanted to mention the Control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shortcut keys, because the first time I tried to get into Control 7 isometric view using SolidWorks commands, I discovered this. Control 7 quickly changes your view here to wireframe. Control 6 back to solid. Control 7, Control 6, Control 5 show the hidden edges. Control 6 hide those hidden edges and back into my solid view. So when I go into Control 7 where I'm looking at this in wireframe, what I want to do is I want to pick this edge back here in the background, and I wasn't really sure how to do that either. Well, all you got to do is just left mouse button and keep the button pressed down. So I left mouse button, hold the button down, and now look at this. This is kind of like a select other type of command where now I can go through and I can select things that are behind that primary face, including that edge back there. So you just have to hold down on the left mouse button to get into that edge that's back there in the background. So I'm going to press Control 6, go back to a solid. And that was something that was really valuable, learning how now whenever I'm in Fusion, I can just middle mouse button and drag, and that takes me into a rotate. That's what I'm used to coming from another CAD system. So that was my first of my 3 big setup shortcuts that I wanted to share with you. Now, my second is the S key menu. I love the S key menu, and so I was very excited to see that this existed in Fusion, but I didn't really understand how to set it up properly at first. So for those of you who are not familiar, let me just start a new design here in Fusion. I'm just going to do a regular part design here, and then I'm going to go to my front plane, and I'm going to choose to begin a new sketch here on the front plane. So right click, begin a new sketch. And now on my keyboard, I'm going to press the letter S, and this is the S key shortcut menu. It's a little menu that shows up wherever your mouse happens to be located, and it can be customized. So you can add in commands that are going to really help you with your workflows. This is something that I've done in several other CAD packages, so I was super excited to see that it exists here in Fusion. So for example, let's say I want to begin the line command. I can just click the line command here, click here, come over, come up, come over, kind of create an L shape, and then I can bring that down to the bottom, and now I can press S and jump into a circle command, and I can drop in a circle here. But now what I want to do is I want to fully define the sketch, so I need to launch the dimension command. Well, when I press S, we see the dimension command is not there. So what can we do? We can type in DIM, and there we see we've got the command for sketch dimension. And so we can click on the words there, and then we could begin adding in some sketch dimensions to this sketch. But what we can also do, and this is really what makes that S key powerful, is we can press the S key, then we can go down here into this menu, and then what we can do is we could type in DIM, and then over here at the end of DIM, we can choose to add that to our S key menu. So if we add that to our S key menu, and then let's maybe add a couple of other things. I'm going to add in trim here. I use trim all the time in sketch mode. And then I think I'm also going to add extrude here. So this might be a little exotic. We're going to add a solid feature to our sketching toolbar. Why are we doing that? Well, now what we can do is let's clear all the sketch geometry. S key rectangle, drop in a rectangle here like so, drop in another rectangle like so, S key trim this thing up, S key circle, add in a circle here, and now S key dimension, and we can get in here and start adding in some dimensions to fully define the sketch. Now, once we're done fully defining that sketch, we can S key extrude, and we can jump right into an extrude command, and we can say we want this to come out to 25 millimeters. And that is a super powerful workflow, and definitely one worth learning and refining, learning how to set up your S key menu. So like I said, I was super excited to see that the S key menu was there in Fusion, but I didn't really understand how to set it up and how to work with it. And so once I figured that out, I really took my game to another level. And so the final thing that I wanted to share with you from my top 3 setup shortcuts is really just understanding the timeline. And this really is an understanding thing. I just really didn't understand how the timeline worked in Fusion. So coming from SolidWorks, what I'm used to is this area over here on the left. This is called the Feature Manager Design Tree, or sometimes it's called the History Tree. And this bar here is called the Rollback Bar. And so with the History Tree, what we can do is we can take this rollback bar and drag it up, and then we can see see how each feature was constructed and the order of each feature in the tree. Well, if I wanted to change one of these features, I just need to find that feature in the history tree. Like, let's say I want to find this extrusion here, and then I can right click and say edit feature, and I could maybe change that from 20 millimeters to 15 millimeters thick, kind of decrease the thickness of that web. Well, in Fusion, I noticed that we've got the same kind of area over here on the left. We've got the sketches over here. We've got bodies. We've got origin. But where are my features? I couldn't figure out where the history and where the features were in Fusion. And so what I found myself doing regularly is I would kind of come over here to this area. I would right click and then maybe do an edit feature here. But the edit feature command doesn't always show up in that menu. And sometimes you've got multiple features that are sharing the same face. So it's a little ambiguous which feature you're actually trying to edit. And I just knew there needed to be a better way. And there is. It's just a matter of learning about it and understanding it. That way is right down here. We've got the timeline in Fusion. So just like what I was used to, I can take this bar here and I can drag this bar back, and it kind of reverts to the beginning of the model. And then one feature at a time, I can roll through this model. I can also go down here to these features in the timeline, and I can double click on the feature to make a change. So for example, for this webbing here, I could double click on this webbing, and then I could change that from -20 to -15 to make that web just a little bit thinner. Or if I find a sketch over here in the timeline, I can double click on that sketch, and then I can change one of the dimensions of that sketch, make that 55, choose to finish that sketch, and there we go. We've updated the geometry of that part. So when it comes to the timeline, it was just something I didn't really understand how it worked. I feel so much better understanding now, and I really like the fact that you can just double click on elements here in the timeline to make changes to them. That has absolutely sped up my workflow in Fusion. And so that's it. Those are Toby's top 3 setup shortcuts if you're making the transition from SOLIDWORKS to Fusion. I hope that these help. Let me know down below in the comments if you learned anything cool from this video. Let me know if you have any other setup shortcuts that you want to share with me, some other things that I should know about, and who knows, maybe they'll make it into a future video. And I will look forward to seeing all of you in the next Too Tall Toby Fusion Quick Tips video.